battered and bruised, Tony Stark holds his stance against two Stark Sentinels until Phylon gleefully orders the robots to disengage and track down Emma Frost and the Model 70 armor instead. Captain America arrives as the Sentinels are flying away. He offers Tony assistance, but Stark rejects it, murmuring that he needs Phylon to believe he is alone and defeated, so he will be going dark. Tony proceeds to limp his way into a subway, using a discreet tracker on his phone to find Emma at the lowest point in Manhattan, the Morlock tunnels. He approaches his armor, which stands still in the dark, and orders it to open up. Emma Frost emerges, furious until she notices Tony is severely injured. Clarifying that Phylon might not want him dead just yet, Tony responds to Frost's further complaints that he took her somewhere without signal reception to ensure she's not tracked down. Tony hands Emma over his phone, so she can catch up with the development of Orca's plans, including the Krakoan massacre and the laced medicines. Emma becomes distraught when she can't sense the step-forward cuckoos. Tony tries to console her, placing his hand on her shoulder, but she pulls away. Contemplating their next course of action, he stands up and tells Emma that he plans to go above ground and return, but she remains unresponsive. Tony suits up in the Model 70 as Emma ponders if they are dead. Walking away and with resolution, Tony tells her that, if that's the case, they will avenge them. In Texas, She-Hulk is paying Jim Rhodes a visit in prison. He has received several beatings, but when Jennifer confronts Warden Drummond, who is sporting an Orcus lapel pin, he brazenly refuses to give him protective custody. At Bronson's cab in Jersey City, Tony is tinkering with the Model 70 and soldering a ring-shaped object when he receives a call from Jen to update him on Rhodey's situation. He's enraged when he realizes Phylon is behind Rhodey's prison beatings. Under She-Hulk's counsel, Tony decides to hand over the Model 70 to Phylon. Having hollowed out the armor and deleted BOSS, the following morning, Tony crashes the crumpled-up suit into the lobby of the Stark Unlimited HQ in front of the villain. He threatens him to call off the attack on Rhodey, but Phylon feigns ignorance. Tony angrily walks away, chancing upon a liquor store and glancing at it before powering through the urge and continuing his way, entering the store Flip Your Wig. At nightfall, Tony returns to Emma with a bag with essentials. After she sneers at Tony's assistance, he reproaches that he warned her about Phylon, but Emma argues that Tony should have been listening to her instead. Stark snaps at her, expressing his worry for Rhodey. Detecting that Tony is having a panic attack, Emma uses her telepathy to calm him down. She gets inside Tony's mind and takes him to a happy place, to her surprise, a hangar full of Iron Man suits, and not the unflattering self-image she preconceived of Tony as a warmongering womanizer. Stark tells Emma that he needs new armor to fight the war against Phylon. He expresses that he is willing to die for this, but wants to fight Phylon smartly, warning her that it will take time to develop the new technology to overcome the Stark Sentinels. As visions of the X-Men appear behind Emma, she voices her vengeful desire. As the vision fades away, Tony insists they do it smartly, and they vow an alliance to Orcus' death. Back in the real world, Tony reveals the ring-shaped device he soldered, which is a psi shield taken from the Model 70 before he turned it over. He reconsiders putting it on Emma's finger himself, and hands it over so she can do it on her own. He then pulls out an auburn wig out of the bag, and suggests Emma takes up her fake identity of Hazel Kendall, since she had already used it to earn Stark security clearances. Later above ground, Kendall walks Tony to the Hellfire Club, much to his surprise. As they knock on the door, Emma explains that she transferred her funds to a third party who shares their grievances. A butler named Mr. Reddick welcomes the two, reminiscing Howard Stark's membership to the club. Reddick leads the two guests to the Hellfire Club's new White King, to Tony's further shock, Wilson Fisk.